Hi, this is Arthur from the Minute Review Show. If you have a minute, I have an opinion. Jade Asian Bistro is a long-running Cantonese restaurant featuring dim sum and Cantonese food in Little Neck, Queens. You can easily get here through public transportation. When you arrive, you'll dine in comfort in their spacious dining room. In this video, I'll show you why Jade Asian Bistro has lasted this long so far out in Queens and walk you through several of my favorite dishes. Come join me and have a seat. Okay, now let's take a look at the menu at Jade Asian Bistro. It's a very colorful menu, and I took a quick look at it, and it's pretty well organized. We first have the appetizers. These are more like the basic things. The ones that stand out are the jellyfish and also some spring rolls, but those are basic things. There's an entire soup section. There's also a chef's selection section, and these are pretty unique, some of these dishes. There's an abalone dish, and another one that stood out was a cauliflower and preserved meat dish, so that's pretty unique. Here's a beef and lamb section, conventional Cantonese fare. Here's a pork section, your usual large seafood section, a live seafood section, which are all market price items. Then you have the casseroles, and wow, Jade Asian has a giant casserole section. There has to be at least 25 items in this, and this is basically a food that's thrown into a hot stone casserole, clay casserole. And finally, we have the poultry section, which has all your Cantonese items. An interesting and the good part of this chicken section is the fried chicken. So there's a whole set of fried chickens, even a Peking duck in the chicken section, and steamed chicken. So that's you can get it in half or whole. And here's the vegetable section. And finally, we have the rice and noodle sections, which includes all your fried rices and chow funs. Hi, this is Arthur at the Minute Review Show. I am at Horace Parkway in Little Neck at a restaurant called Jade Asian Bistro. And this restaurant has been around for nearly, I would say, about 8 years. This place used to be called Pine Court Bistro many years back. We like coming here because it's a Cantonese restaurant. Has a very basic menu, but the thing about the basic menu is that it's very well organized, as I showed you earlier, and it has all the classics that you want, and it also does all the big things that a big restaurant can do for you. Now, this restaurant has many chairs. It's basically like a banquet hall. It's big enough to hold parties, and thus the menu would have all your banquet type foods. So there's no limits to this menu. So that's why we like coming here. The first dish that we ordered today is the sweet and sour pork. The sweet and sour pork is boneless, and as you can see here, there's many different items in here. You have the pork, you have the pineapple, the peppers, and also the onions. From what I can tell, this pork is probably fried with a drier type of batter, so that's why you have all these bumps here. So yeah, we're gonna give this a try and see if it lives up to how it looks. It looks really good, and it smells nice and pungent. The first dish I'm going to try is the sweet and sour pork. Now, it looks really juicy here. Lots of sauce. Okay. I can immediately say that this sauce is more sweet than sour. Doesn't have that super pungent flavor, but it's actually pretty good. It's a different version of it. The meat itself is nice and juicy. It's not overly fat, but it gets a lot of the flavor from the sauce, which is very prominent. But the tasting note of this dish is that it's a little more sweet than sour. One thing that I should say about this restaurant is that there are many tables. It's more of a banquet hall. There's maybe 20 large tables and several tables that are 4-seaters, and it could basically accommodate any size party. There's also one private room, which is right in front of me, and that I believe have 2 or 3 family-sized tables. The next item that we're looking at is the salt and pepper squid. Now, this is done in a nice thick batter. It looks like a wet batter, and there's a good portion of it. If you look at the bottom of this dish, you will see a pile of garlic, and that's what gives it that extra oomph, the extra flavor that you like in a dried squid. I would compare this batter to something that you would find on maybe fish and chips. So I can't wait to get a bite of this. Okay, now I'm going to try the squid, the salt and pepper squid. Now this is a very thick batter, a liquid batter, I can tell. So let's test this out. I love squid. The squid is really tender. It's been marinated. It's not hard and rubbery. It's nice and soft to the chew. Seasoned perfectly. Right balance of salt and pepper. Wow, this is excellent fried seafood. I would order this again. The next dish that I ordered is the garlic fried chicken. Now this is a typical Cantonese fried chicken dish where oil is ladled onto the chicken skin to make the chicken skin nice and crispy. Now we ordered a half-size chicken, so we'll get the breast, we'll get the wings, and then we'll get the legs, but only half of the chicken. Now from this dish you can see that there's scallions and there's garlic, and all in all it looks pretty good. So can't wait to give this a try. The next dish that I ordered is the fried chicken, the garlic fried chicken. Now this is a typical Cantonese type fried chicken, which with a very thin skin, with no batter, just a salt coating on the outside. And the crispiness is achieved by pouring oil over the skin while it's cooking. And let's give this a try. Wow. Now, the danger in this dish is that if you overcook it, you're not going to get the velvety, smooth texture on the meat. Now, this chicken is a velvety smooth. That's the texture that you want for this chicken. And from what I can tell, it's something that I really enjoy eating. It's done in the right way. The next dish that I ordered is the beef brisket and tofu casserole. Now, this is really good. You can see that it's still bubbling from the heat of that casserole. Do you see the water moving down there? So on the bottom of this pile of food, you have some iceberg lettuce, and you have the brisket. They give you the tendon portion, and they also give you a bit of the meat portion, and it looks super tender. I'm poking it, and you can see that it's nice and tender. We also have the tofu. Now, this isn't the rectangular tofu you're familiar with. This is the wrinkled tofu, the dry tofu called fujok. So the fujok is just reconstituted and thrown into this dish. Next, we have the scallions for flavoring. So in general, this looks super promising. It's piping hot. It's still boiling as I speak. The next dish that we ordered is the beef stew, beef brisket casserole with tofu. Now, brisket tends to be very tough, but if you braise it for a while, it gets nice and soft and it becomes really tasty. Now, this is what the brisket looks like. Now, this is a 100% meat portion without any tendon. So let's give this a try, see if it's tender. Wow. This melts like butter in my mouth. I really enjoy this. I'm chewing it. It's fine. It doesn't mean that it's too hard. It doesn't mean that it's dry. It's nice and braised, nice and tender. Now, the next part that I'm going to try, I'm going to bite off a small part of this. This, as you can see, is the tendon. Now, this tendon wasn't exactly cut into small little parts, but I'll just bite off the top part of this. Okay. Now, when you braise tendon for a long time, you're going to get a nice texture, nice soft texture on the tendon. And once again, that also melts in your mouth. And that's the note that I'm getting here. And the beef and the tendon, I'm getting that nice spice, the anise flavor that you have generally in Chinese brisket, braised brisket dishes. And this is exactly what I have. And now finally, we're going to give the tofu a try. Now this tofu is the dried tofu. You reconstitute it in water and it puffs up, but after it puffs up, you cook it, you braise it, you can do whatever you want with it, and it won't disintegrate. These things are very hardy, but they taste great. So I'm having high hopes for this. Let's give this a try. Okay. This has your total tofu flavor. Now, this type of dried tofu has a strong soybean flavor. Once it's reconstituted, you can really taste the concentration of the soybean. It's good. In fact, this tofu, I can say, contributes overall to the flavor of this casserole. So it's done its job. This beef stew juice, the soup, pairs perfectly with the tofu. The next dish that I ordered is the salt and pepper pork chops. Now this comes in a pretty good portion. There are at least 7 or 8 pieces, and it looks like there's some garlic thrown in here with some jalapenos. Now we're going to give this a try. Hopefully it's as crispy as it looks. I think it'll be fine, but we're going to give that a try. Okay, the next dish that we ordered is the pork, salt and pepper pork. Now this is a deep fried dish, and I'm not going to be shy about this. I'm going to use my hands, and this is what it looks like. You have an entire pork chop bone-in with some jalapenos and some garlic on the pork chop. Now this looks delicious. In fact, it smells delicious. You can smell the garlic radiating off the pork chop. Let's give this a try. I am super happy with this, and I'll tell you why. Because when you bite into this pork chop, you can tell that they've marinated this pork chop to tenderize it. Now, generally pork chops don't come well marbled, but if you tenderize it enough, it's really good. It's so easy to chew, and it's not dry. And this is the type of pork chop, well, the way that they make it here, I can tell they really do a great job tenderizing this. I really like it. It's so pleasant when it's tender and juicy all at the same time. Okay, the next dish that we ordered is the golden fried rice. Now, there's a reason why this is called the golden fried rice, because the rice is a yellow color. It's basically the rice that's coated in egg yolk. So I don't know what else they add into this dish. I will find out very soon, but there are bits of a lot of different things. It could be stuff for texture, it could be savory things, but I don't know until I try it. So we'll see very soon. The very last dish that we ordered is the golden fried rice. Now this, believe it or not, I've never tried golden fried rice before. It seems to be a YouTube trend. Basically it's fried rice that's coated in egg yolk, and it turns the rice into this yellow color, as you can see here. Now, I haven't tried this yet. I haven't even tried this off camera. So I'm really wondering what they put in here other than the egg yolk. So here goes. Okay. This is a very interesting fried rice. Number one, you would think that since there's so many specks in here, there's going to be some crunch, some texture. Some fried rices nowadays have crunch and texture, but this one doesn't have that. This fried rice actually has one interesting note, and it is sweetness, surprisingly a sweetness. I think what they have in here are raisins, and that's probably providing some sweetness in this fried rice. And it's surprising, but it was good. Initially, I thought it was maybe some Chinese radish, you know, the type that is crunchy, but I don't think it is. I think it's raisins. And there are slivers of egg white in this fried rice. It's pretty good. But I have to say, this type of fried rice is very basic. There isn't much protein in it other than the egg yolk and the remaining egg whites. And yeah, so the most prominent flavor in this fried rice, I would say, is not the eggs, but it's the raisins. A sweet fried rice. That's something that's pretty new to me. At the end of our meal, Jade Asian included complimentary watermelon and red bean soup. It was delicious. Here's a look at everything we ordered today. We ordered 6 dishes. I think you'll agree that the menu is extremely versatile and diverse. In addition, we got generous portions and food that was cooked to a high Cantonese Chinese standard. If you come here, I think you'll agree. Okay, the meal is over, and what can I say? This is exactly what banquet style or just regular Cantonese food should taste like. We're in a banquet style type restaurant, and as expected, their plain and ordinary dishes are really good. I mean, I didn't order anything that was over $23, and every single dish came out perfectly. It's very hard to find a place that has the entire array of Cantonese foods, and this is one of those places out here in Eastern Queens. You'll have the entire array of Cantonese favorites here. I'm just glad that they're here. They've been under this ownership for, I believe, 8 years now. Let me see. Yeah, I think approximately 8 years, and they've always been good. I was so happy that they survived the pandemic. Back during the pandemic, we came here and we ordered some takeout. But another item that you should remember about this place is that they have a full dim sum service 7 days a week. And there are carts, I believe, 7 days a week also. So if you want dim sum, you can come here during the daytime. I think they probably end service at around 2 o'clock, as with most places. And I've tried it before, and it's definitely good. So all in all, I think it's a win if you come here for great tasting Cantonese food. I am very happy to say that I've hit 500 subscribers, and I want to thank every one of you who follow my videos. Now, if you like my videos, there are nearly 100 videos on my channel for you to examine and to enjoy. Every day I try to make them better for you. So just keep watching. I appreciate that. If for those who are not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. I would greatly appreciate that. And until my next video, I'll see you very soon. Thank you. The total bill was $144 before tip.